Okay, so here's where we're at in the story, right? God used Moses to save the Israelites out of captivity in Egypt. He's choosing to bring them into the promised land, this land that he has spoken about for generations and for generations. And in this moment, they're in that wilderness in between. And God's called Moses up and away from the people to Mount Sinai, where he's going to speak to him direction. He's going to speak to him the law so the people know which way to go, how to conduct their lives, and how to connect with a holy and righteous God. But the people down below are growing impatient because Moses hasn't come back down yet. God hasn't spoken to them on the timeline that they want God to speak. And now they're taking matters into their own hands. That's something that you and I do all the time. Exodus 32, it says, when the people saw that Moses was long in coming down from the mountain, they gathered around Aaron and said, "Come, make us gods who will go before us. As for this fellow Moses who brought us up out of Egypt, we don't know what's happened to him." Aaron answered them, "Take off the gold earrings that your wives, your sons, and your daughters are wearing, and bring them to me." So all the people took off their earrings and brought them to Aaron. He took what they handed him and made it into an idol cast in the shape of a calf, fashioning it with a tool. Then they said, "These are your gods, Israel, who brought you up out of Egypt." It's so funny. We're so white-knuckle, tight-gripped when it comes to the things we're resisting giving to God. And yet in this moment, when presented with the opportunity to create a false god, when presented with the opportunity to flirt with sin, the people are taking all of their valuable gold jewelry, earrings, bracelets, and they're throwing it generously at Aaron so he can create this false god, this false idol. It reminds me of how generous we are with sin. We're so generous with sin. We'll give everything to sin, sometimes without even a second thought, and yet we are so stingy when it comes to what we are willing to give God. And what's funny about this is that sin takes from us. It takes under the false pretense that it won't take that much, and it ends up giving nothing back, leaving you emptier than you were when you came to it in the first place. Whereas with God gives. He graciously gives. And the things that we give to him, the things that we surrender to him, actually, they're either handed back to us better than how we left them, or they're taken from us because they were never good for us in the first place. We're so stingy when it comes to what we're willing to give to God, and yet we are so generous with sin. With sin, we're taking off jewelry and earrings and gold, all of our most valuables, and we're laying it at the feet of Aaron, seeing what he'll do with it. And I'm curious, if you and I were to take inventory of our lives today, would we find that to be true, that with God, we're stingy with what we're willing to give up, and yet with sin, we're so free giving with all of the stuff that we have? And if that's true for us, could we maybe take a little bit of stock of that and ask ourselves, is there more that I can lay down to God because the things that I have are safer with God than they are with anyone else? Could we change that about ourselves? Could we ask for God to intervene and to highlight for us in our lives today, what are the things that we're keeping back from you and what are the things that we are freely giving to sin that we shouldn't be? Ask God for that kind of wisdom, and let's see what he reveals, and let's see how we should act moving forward.